because whenever I like start this, I get started, and then the recording afterwards is like me halfway through my spiel. So it's all just hang out, talk for a second before we get going and discuss what we're going to do today. Does that feel like it's long enough? That feels like long enough. All right. Welcome everybody. It's a live stream with me. My name is Dan Scott. I'm an Adobe Certified Instructor and teacher of XD. And that's what tonight's conversation is about. Okay, we're going to be launching the upgrade to the certificates for Adobe XD. Oh, hang on. I got one of these. Lame dad joke sound effect. Okay, so tonight is the launch of the Merit Certificate, okay, for Bring Your Own Laptop. Up until now, if you're a Bring Your Laptop subscriber, BYOL.com, okay, you'll know that if you complete the course and watch all the videos, okay, and do all the class projects, you get your certificate, okay, considered a pass certificate, okay. But now, as of about 5 minutes ago, when Victoria pushed the button, okay, you can now get a certificate with merit. Okay, and what does merit mean? Before we get into that, first of all, I'd like to thank the people that spent a lot of time getting this ready. Principally Victoria Burradale and Malcolm Knott, who spent a lot of time getting the functionality. We didn't just push a button and magically happen. Okay, they put a lot of work into developing both the way it worked in terms of its user experience, okay, and developing it's all custom made for you guys that Bring Your Own Laptop. So thank you, you two. Plus Taylor Coleman and Stephen Butler and John Carney, who spent a lot of time kind of helping out with that project as well. It's been months and months and months and months and months getting this ready. So it's ready today for you to enjoy. So excellent. And what we're going to do now is discuss what the Merit Certificate is out. And then what I want you to do is ask questions, because we're talking about a Merit Certificate for Adobe XD, which is the one we planned, okay? The one we got ready. And then Adobe went and bought Figma, and that caused a big stir, okay? So it's really good tonight. So if you've got questions about UX design, the Merit Certificates, Figma versus XD, why did Adobe buy it? This might be news to you. This might be the announcement. Adobe bought Figma. Throw the questions in both either Facebook or the YouTube live stream or anything, any of the social medias that you have connection with, and the team will grab them, put them into the document, and I'll read through them in a little bit once I've kind of talked about the Merit Certificates first. So, what are they? The Merit Certificate basically is you do the regular pass, okay, so watch all the videos, do the class projects, and to get that extra special certificate, okay, the Merit one, is you need to answer what we're calling the knowledge quiz, okay, so throughout the course, okay, there is a bunch of questions to answer after various videos, okay. It's not a test, okay, the goal of the quiz and what we're doing at Bring Your Laptop is not to like see if we can catch you out or see who's the best. Okay, it's about reinforcing what you've learned in the videos. And I know that sometimes I've got a really good thing to get out in that video, and sometimes I get a little bit hand wavy and lost and distracted. Okay, so the quiz questions allows a couple of things. For you to kind of just kind of crystallize what was, you know, the takeaways for that video, the kind of key points, but also for me to kind of go, okay, we talked for 10 minutes or 20 minutes. I need to kind of isolate what the key takeaways were, the things that I really want you to remember, okay, to help burn them into your brain. So it's not hard if you've watched the videos, okay? So that's the idea of this knowledge quiz. You do the quiz throughout the course, okay, all the way through. It's not a test at the end, it's while you're going. It's open book, okay, because I'm not at your house. I can't figure out, I can't take away your calculator, okay? This is, you're allowed to rewatch the video, open XD, test it out. That's what it's there for, okay? This extra bit is you putting the extra work in, okay? And also just to acknowledge that, yes, you do understand what we're doing, okay? So, yeah, that's where I wrote the questions. So it is optional, so you don't have to do it. You can do the course and just watch the videos, of course. You can get the pass certificate. Okay, you can skip the questions if you go along. It's easy to do. You can hit the skip button. It's really easy. So you do need to do, you can't just get the merit. You need to do the pass part of the certificate first, which is watching all the videos, submitting all the class projects, okay? You have to do those first, well, at the same time, okay, and answer the questions. Then when you ask for your certificate to be reviewed, because you get to the end of it and you're like, yes, I'd like a certificate, please. And it's not just automatic, we go in and check. Okay, we check the class projects have been done, all the videos have been done, okay, and we'll check if the quiz questions are done. And Do you need 100%? No. What we've done is we've got a little flexibility in there of what we feel like, how hard the questions were, how big the course was, and how many you should get right. So there's going to be different for every video, every course. We're starting with XD. That's the only one out now, okay? But we will go through and do them for all the courses that have pass certificates now. We'll go and add merits to it and kind of just feed those out over the next coming weeks and months. Okay, so there was a lot in there. What happens if you get them wrong? So the way the flow works is you go through, you answer the question. If you get it wrong, okay, it's okay. You leave that question, okay, it's wrong, it's marked as wrong, okay, and you get a, like, I'm not sure of the exact number, but let's say you got to get 80%. Okay, if you get to the end, okay, and you got a couple wrong, okay, and you submit, you get to the end, it'll tell you. You've either passed it or you've failed. It's not a pass or fail. Let's not call it that. Okay, you either passed it or you need to go and just kind of recheck and redo some of the questions. You just get to the end and you hit reset. And it won't reset all the questions because that'd be hard work. Just resets the ones you got wrong. So then you go back and go, all right, I got 2 wrong or 3 wrong. I'm going to go back and just watch those videos again, or just relook at the question and go, that's what it is. Okay, so that's how that's going to work. For those of you out there, there's going to be people out there that already have a pass certificate. So you've got your shiny certificate, okay, and you're like, well, how do I get the merit bit? Because that's the extra bit, right? Okay, how do you do that? All you have to do is, if you've already got the pass, just go to the questions, okay? That's all you have to do. Then you'll be able to get to the end and say, please, I would like a merit certificate, okay, and that's what will happen there, okay? If you get long and you're like, I either don't know what he means or I just really don't understand, okay, we have got the Ask the Experts. Okay, so that's a function for bringing laptop subscribers. It's part of your subscription. It's on your dashboard. Go to the dashboard, ask the experts, and they won't give you the answer. They'll help you get the answer. It's not going to be hard. They're there to help. Okay, so if you are stuck on a question and you're like, I don't know what he means by this, it might help us kind of maybe reword the question. Okay, because I've written them all. Somebody's helped me we've tested them. But there might just be bits we might have to reword. So go and ask the experts if there is something that's confusing, you're unsure, or you just don't know what it means. Okay, be sure to use those. What does the certificate look like? That's my most important thing. Like, what does it look like, Dan? Here we go. Okay, first of all, certificate. Let's do that first. Oh, I can't change it. There, I can change it. Okay, so that's. Oh, it's moving around. Is it still there? It is. Hi, I'm down in the corner. I'm over here. Hey. So look how beautiful it is. Okay, it's a different color. Okay, it's got with merit on there. Okay, it's still in the same color range, just slightly different with merit. Okay, but what's really cool is you've been collecting the badges. Okay, it's amazing to see how many of you have got so many of the different course badges. Okay, the Photoshop, the Illustrators, the XDs, okay, Figma, Webflow, all of that stuff. Now look what you can get. You can upgrade your badge from this to this. You get the little droppy thing with the stars. Okay, the stars you'll see. There you go. Okay, it's got the little extra bit at the bottom. It kind of represents our values here at Bring Your Own Laptop. And so that's the certificate. That is the badges. Okay, what else we got here? Certificate. So yeah, and reminder it's XD for now, and we'll get onto the other ones soon. So if you have got the pass, okay, you can quickly race through and see if you can. I'm looking forward to seeing who gets the first few of the badges. I'll be looking. The whole team will be looking because we're pretty excited about this feature. A lot of work, and it's out now. And what we're going to do now is questions. So if you've got a question about XD, UX design, Figma versus XD, the buyout of XD, you ask a question now, and the either Taylor or Stephen will grab it and put it into my little chat here. If you've got a question about anything at all, doesn't have to be about design, anything you got a question for me, I don't mind. Okay, you can add it in there as well. Okay, make sure you go back to full screen, Dan. I can see it. Sorry, Taylor. Giant Dan. Okay, so let's do the Q&A. So are you ready? Questions about Figma? No, about XD and Figma. What's changed there? So, so the big one is, if you don't know, Figma has been purchased by Adobe. It wasn't owned by Adobe, now it's owned by Adobe. They bought it for $20 billion. What? Okay, they saw the value in it. Okay, but now we know, if you're watching this, okay, you know, like, oh, do I do XD, do I do Figma? Most of you know that I teach both of them, and I'm really happy in either of them. If you watch the videos, I'm like, doesn't matter. Like, I flip and flop between the two all the time, based on like what course I made last, what questions I've had. I've got some documents in Figma, and I can jump between them. And I think that's pretty indicative of how similar they are. They're like 90% the same, okay? They are there for rapid prototyping, going fast, okay, quick iterations, and they do that both perfectly. They have some parts that they do differently, okay? One has this special feature, this one has this one. Not enough to me to decide which one to do. What's been traditional is larger companies have used Figma, okay? It is pretty, larger companies have used Figma. It's been around the longest, more mature, but a lot of people use XD because it is part of the Creative Cloud. It's really good. And I find that kind of freelancers are using it a little bit more. But now they're kind of getting smushed. Like our UX designer here at Bring a Laptop, Victoria, okay, she uses both. She's got, she's gone from both and toggles back, and then like she loves one and then she loves the other one. And I think that's just a really good cue of like, they are they're not interchangeable, okay? But if you are thinking now like, oh, do I learn XD? Do I do Figma? Do I leave it and don't learn anything until they sort that out? Just pick one, okay? Pick XD, pick Figma, and then decide, and then figure out how they're gonna connect them. Okay, so yes, how are they gonna connect them? I don't have any insider information. I'm like the Adobe Max. I'm going to Adobe Max to represent Adobe to teach hundreds of people in a lab next month, XD, okay, for beginners, and I have no insight. The product manager that I chat to, she had no comment about it, okay? So there's no, I don't think there is a proper strategy yet. I'm sure there is strategy in there, but nobody knows it yet. So I wouldn't be too worried about which one I should be learning. Definitely don't decide, I'm not gonna learn either of them, okay? Because if you do learn XD or Figma, there is a lot of crossover and it's really easy to jump over, okay? So yeah. So if you've got questions, throw them in. A lot of web agencies and local centers using XD, yeah. You will see online, like job applications. That's a big thing. Go to your local market, okay, wherever you get job applications, especially for designers and creatives. Often they can be different from your big monster jobs things, and see what they're advertising. Do they need, UX design in Photoshop or Illustrator? Or is it Figma? Or is it Sketch? Or is it XD? Just pick that one, whatever the one you see the most of, learn that one first, okay? And then we'll see, probably, it's going to take them a long time to work out how these two integrate, okay? And because Adobe have said they're going to keep it as a separate company, ran separately, but who knows, okay? A lot to come out still. And there's a lot of they're going to wreck it. They're going to, it had to find a home, Figma, okay? And there is probably no, would you want Microsoft to buy it? Hands up who wants Microsoft to buy it. It had to be a big company because it's very valuable, okay? And did it have to be sold? Yes, they have got a tremendous amount of debt. Well, investors, okay? Figma is took on $300 million from investors, okay? Those investors want their money back. So it had to be sold or go public, okay? And either way, okay, is a change. And I think into Adobe is a good change because they're a good steward for creative tools. They've got amazing tools. I know some people don't like the subscription service. Figma has it. There is a free option. Are they going to keep that? We'll see how it all goes. But it was inevitable, okay? Dylan Field, is it, the CEO, founder, he had to sell it or go public. That was his job. So had to go somewhere. And I like that Adobe's got it. Okay, question, Rex. How do I get a certificate for those who took the XD course on Udemy? How do we go about that? So if you're doing it on Udemy, they don't do a merit certificate. They do a completion certificate, which you might already have. Okay, so you can't get a certificate from Bring a Laptop. unless you're a paid subscriber for us. So go check it out. It's like 12 bucks a month. Okay, sign up. And if you are coming from Udemy, okay, stay on Udemy if you want. But if you really wanted to get the certificate, come over. Okay, you don't have to rewatch the videos because you can show us from your Udemy that you've watched it. Okay, but just upload your class projects. We want to see those. Do the quiz, and you get a merit certificate from bringing your laptop. Okay, come join us there, or stay on Udemy. Okay, it's up to you. Further, when will you make a course for XD Advanced? I'm probably going to hold off until we find out what they're going to do. Are they going to keep it separate? Okay, then XD Advanced, because XD Advanced was high on the list to keep doing, but now we're going to have to put on hold because I don't like, it takes me months and months to to make a course. Okay, and I need to find out what Adobe's going to do, and we will find out. They'll have a plan. They're not going to keep it secret and surprise us. Okay, but it only came out news last week, so once I figure that out, then I'll work out a plan for advanced. Both Figma and XD need advanced courses, so yeah, they're off the table for a little bit. Okay, just until then. Amy Blast, will you ever change if Adobe buys Figma? They have already bought it. There you go. Amy, Adobe have bought Figma last week for $20 billion. They own it now. There you go. Collins, can't wait to start. I've been an Adobe XD fan for a year now. I was advised to look into Figma, but I'm finding it a bit hard to adjust to. Can I do both? That is, like, if you find, yeah, whatever you find the most comfortable. Like, what you'll probably find is after a couple of jobs, proper jobs, in either of them, you'll be good at them because they are so similar. What's strange about Figma is they've got a lot of collaboration tools, which if you're not in a big team is a bit like, what am I doing with all this, like, you know, the team's plans and sharing it with other people? How many people can I share it with teammates? That gets a little tricky. So XD is a little bit more simple that way, okay? Because it's just a kind of a single user. There is collaboration, but not as much as, say, Figma, because they've got Figma and FigJam, which is pretty cool. I think that's probably one of the reasons they want that, okay? Because FigJam was a pretty cool kind of like Miro board coordination tool. So yeah, yeah. Advisor looking to Figma. Yeah, there you go. You can totally have both. Ghost Boy, is it still worth learning Figma? Yeah, they're not going to close it. They bought it for $20 billion. They're going to keep it around. So yes, learn Figma. Okay, it is not going away because they bought it. They've bought it because it's worth a lot of money. It brings a lot of creative people to Adobe. Okay, yeah. It'd be interesting to see if it means there's going to be, you know, I feel like there's always like this versus that. There's like, you know, you need this thing versus that thing, you know, like there's competitors, okay? And now that those two main ones have been kind of swallowed up, will Sketch come back, or Envision Studio, or I'm sorry, I can't remember the other ones, but that'd be interesting to see if another, you know, another person comes along, because that sort of competition is healthy for both teams. And dominate. Pre-register Lightroom. Oh yeah, good point. Hey, the course that I'm working on right now is Lightroom. Okay, so Adobe Lightroom CC is photo editing, kind of like Photoshop. It has parts of Photoshop, parts of Camera Raw, parts of Bridge, all smushed together. Great for photographers. Great for anybody that's taking more than a couple of photographs. Photoshop's great for that, but once you get into trying to organize them all and edit them all, Lightroom is the course for you. And I'm working on that right now. About halfway through recording it. You can pre-register in the description. Okay, so there's a pre-register now, or go to the bringyourownlaptop.com website, and there'll be a pre-register button on the home page, and I'll let you know when it comes out on all the platforms. Just pre-register. All right, and a dominate. I probably didn't say that right. I want to get into MIT. Would the certificate help me get into MIT? The certificate is kind of proof of your willingness. Like this is not a degree, but it's like, for me personally, there's not many other certificates that aren't just like pass, here you go, you've got to the end of the course. This one requires you to do the class projects and also now the quiz, watch all the videos. So they're not just handed out like candy, okay? So it's important that you do have one. Will it help you get in MIT? I don't know, I didn't go to MIT. I did actually go to MIT, but I went to the Manukau Institute of Technology, or University of Auckland at Manukau. So very different MIT. And I got in without the certificate. Hamid, Daniel, where are the merit certificate questions? If you go to XD, the course, check out the contents. It's really simple. We were thinking about building a how-to, but actually it's just super simple to use. All the user testing proved it. Okay, so just go check out the overview page for XD. Scroll down, you'll see some videos are just videos, some videos are class projects, and some quizzes. You can see the little icon, and they're called question 1, question 2, question 3. It's only on XD, and it's live right now. I've just checked. So yeah, go check that out. It's not hard to find. If you're just watching the videos and going through, say you're watching a video and it finishes and you go next, you'll end up on the quiz page if there is. You can either skip it or answer it. So yeah. And the other thing is there is an XD link in the description if you want to look at the quiz. Okay. So it's the first link in the description. Go check that out if you want to check out the quiz now. Make it quick and easy. Thank you, Taylor. Another one. Further, are the certificates and badges available on Udemy? Nope, those are what we're doing here on Bring Your Own Laptop. Okay, sign up, be part of it, check out the other people that are commenting and sharing that have all the other badges, collect them all. I want them all, okay? But we've made a decision in the company that to get a badge, that really good looking badge, you actually have to do it. Because a lot of us have worked on the courses. I made the courses, but I haven't done all the class projects, okay? I've done the quizzes because I made the quiz, okay? But I can't get my certificate. So I can't get the certificate and I can't get the badges. Neither can Vic, she wants them. She designed the badges. Steven's got a couple of badges because he does a lot of the testing, so has all the projects. But yeah, go to Bring Your Own Laptop, badges there. There you go. Amy Blast, good question. How do I find an internship in web design? Depends where you live. Internships, like most of the internships that I know about end up coming through relationships with business owners. And often it comes through notes from Taylor and Vic. Yeah, so internships, it comes from relationships with people at agencies, and often where I see it most is through universities. Put that back, Taylor. I'll read that out in a second. Yeah, universities have relationships with studios and they kind of place them in there and they work hard to build those relationships up. How do you get an internship? Is you can just cold call. Like there's no like right or wrong. What you really want to do is find out somebody in the extended family that has a connection. So I would try that, say, hey, brother, mum, dad, cousins on Facebook. Hey, does anybody know that anybody that works in a web design studio? And you'll be surprised, it doesn't take 1 or 2 connections. And to say, hey, could you ask your extended friends if there's anybody? I'm looking for an internship. And you'll be surprised it doesn't take like, you know, your mum posts it or mentions it to her friend whose daughter works at a web design studio. So you got to be, there's no like list to get on, okay? It's all about knowing somebody. Obviously going to university makes it easier. You don't want to go to university just for an internship, but just post it out there and find, like, I found all my internships I found mine through my university, but kind of not like official. I got in early and I just asked the guy who was running our labs, Keir Robinson, was like, he was teaching us, and I kind of was like, hey, I'm going to go out and try and find something. He's like, hey, I know someone. And I was like, job done. I got a great internship at a design studio. I did really boring jobs there, but the guys there were great, taught me loads, and they had some really cool brands that I didn't get to work on, like coffee brands, and like they were doing movie posters. Oh, it was awesome. I was doing icons for plastic jewelry. They had to make plastic jewelry icons. You know, you win them, and and the free junk comes out. I was designing the free junk. There you go. So Naraya Sharma. I'm not that bad at pronouncing names, but when I'm on live YouTube on Facebook, you guys scare me. Can I? Oh, hang on. Was it Vic says you can get badges if she gets badges? Yeah, we had that discussion. I want a badge. Vic wants a badge, but we both kind of made the decision that we shouldn't have it unless we've done it. But Vic's just posted on our shared notes here that I can have a badge as long as she gets badges. I want them all. No. No is the answer. You have to do the work. Yeah, so that name, can I get a job after completing your courses on XD and Figma? It will depend on your portfolio. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, and no, you can't. I know loads of people in our group who have done my courses and have gone on to get kind of, into the workforce with the skills they've learned. But they've said that to me. I bet you though they put in the extra work of getting a good portfolio together, looking out for work, okay, and building those relationships, going to those meetups for UX. That sort of stuff is coming, happening again. Going to those conferences, bumping into people. Okay, I bet you they put the work in as well, even though they do say, this is the skills I needed to get started, okay? Especially in UX, okay? You need to kind of get some skills and then you really need to get kind of work on actual projects, okay? Where you've got clients and that's kind of either internships or kind of entry-level jobs in UX. Emmy Blast, will we only get a certificate if we have a subscription? Yes, if you're part of Bring Your Own Laptop, that's part of being part of the gang. Do the courses, get the certificates. Giuseppe, I know the quiz only at the end of XD course. Is the quiz only at the end of XD course or is the quiz questions throughout? It is throughout. The goal of it is to finish a video and for me to be able to write a question that helps cement what the key takeaways from that video was. So it's not like taking notes for later on, like a test. It is just, we're calling it the knowledge quiz. It's about hammering in the knowledge. That's what it is. So it's throughout the course. It's really easy to do in the flow of the course. It's going to be harder to do if you've done the course before, okay, and coming back to it, but not hard because you've done the course. Here you go. Zenon, even though I know the technical parts, I fall apart on creativity. Color selection is my worst part. Yep, everybody starts there. I still struggle with color selection. So it's one of those tricky ones where you're only going to get better years from now. It's not like knowing a thing, it's about doing the thing. And you need to do it badly for a long time and you need to be okay with that. You need to kind of look at it and go, the fact that you do have the oh my God, this is bad, is good. If you are brand new and you're like, I am expert at everything, okay, you're not going to get very far and you're not going to be somebody I want to hire. Okay, I want to see somebody who's pained by their font choice. Oh, which one is it? I don't know. Because though the people looking around, looking at other people's work going, oh, what is the good fonts? Oh, that's a good one. Wonder what it is. Oh, look at those two colors. Why do my two colors look so bad? Oh, what they've done over there. That's the kind of stuff where it's just hard until it's not. And there's nothing wrong with you or wrong with your creativity. It's just time. It's easy to look back and go, man, I got stuff that I'm just so embarrassed about that I'll never show you, I'll show no one, okay? Because it's so bad, okay? And at the time I knew it was bad, but I had to do it because I either was doing it for a client or for a class project, and it's just bad, okay? And that is burnt into my creative psyche. Those combinations of fonts and colors are bad, okay? But you need to go, it's a path to be walked, not something to be avoided and figured out from somebody else. Oh, good point. There's a color theory course on Bring Your Own Laptop. So if you go to byl.com, okay, especially color, if you've got a problem with color, there is a color theory course that we've got special on Bring Your Own Laptop. Okay, it is called Color Theory. Okay, it's by Sarah Parkinson Howe, a great friend of mine. We went to the same university/technical college together, MIT. Okay, and she's way better than me. Okay, so go check it out. It's a short enough course. It's brilliant. It's how I educate myself, is go watch that course. It's brilliant. Chinny D, Dan, do you think it will drastically change though? I mean, interface-wise. I'm assuming you mean once they go Figma or XD. It will depend. I imagine they'll just, they're going to do one of two things. They're probably going to keep them running concurrently. Okay, you can either be XD or Figma and they don't mind. Okay, which one you want to use. Or they'll scrap one. They'll either scrap XD or Figma. And they probably won't scrap them. They'll kind of smush them. They'll take the good bits out of both of them. I imagine the majority will come out of one. They'll either try and smush Figma into XD or smush XD into Figma. I bet you for a while though, they'll probably just run them concurrently. And I don't think the interfaces will change too much. They'll keep one group. They won't try and annoy everybody. They'll keep one group happy. And they'll take the technology, because they've all been working, they've got different goals, right? Figma had real big, giant teams in mind and collaboration, whereas Figma was XD was working through things like really cool effects, really good connection to other Adobe products, okay? Design systems is something they've been working on really big in the last little while. So yeah. I doubt they'll change the interface. It'll just be one or the other, or a smush. Who knows? Don't know. There you go. Sam Bingham, how do you feel about the new merit certificate feature? How do I feel about it? I love it. Yeah, like it was always the plan, and I kind of, not keep the secret, but like we have to do that, because we're building this all in-house. It's tricky to do. There's no like, how do you want me to feel about? How do you want me to feel about the new merit certificate feature? Thank you, Taylor. I don't know. I feel good. Jay, can you start an online business after completing your XD course, or do you have to wait until advanced course? Online business. Good question. Depends what kind of online business. You can do an online business without doing the XD course. But if you want to be a UX designer, you don't have to wait for the advanced course. You don't have to wait for anything. You need some basic skills, which the essentials course gets you. And then, you know, running an online business, getting work there is kind of different, kind of a different skill set. Okay, then it's about building a portfolio, finding clients, getting those first few clients. But you can do it after essentials. Loads of people have. Okay. Like my essentials course aren't two essentials. They're, if you've done them, like they are like sometimes 16 hours long. Like it's not essentials, not the basics. Okay, it's just everything you need to get started, and then the advanced is for people who have gone that far and want to go like real deep. So yeah. John Carney, I thought it was easy bringing Adobe assets into Figma, but I hope Adobe integrates libraries into Figma. Bonus. That's right. Like that's going to be the nice thing about it is like Figma is great, but every Figma user still uses Photoshop. Okay. Like if you want to do a document, like it's hard to be. There are people who are pure UX designers and they do nothing else. But even then, you're going to have to do some photo manipulation, and they've probably still got an Adobe license on their computer. So even though Figma users like to distance themselves, okay, I'm talking about some other people. They're not. But like when I'm using Figma, I'm always got Illustrator open because Figma's got some okay drawing tools, but Illustrator's way better. It's just got way more depth, okay? And Figma shouldn't have way depth in photo editing and Illustrator. So the connection between all that stuff to be even better will be great. It'll help everything. Alexandros Demiropoulos. Sorry, dude. XD and Figma are great programs, but they are just tools. I think it would be interesting to have a course that focuses on the design aspect of websites, the principles, and not only the tools. You're right. My career so far in this kind of stuff has been the software. I teach design principles throughout to try and make sure it's not like I'm just teaching like how to use the pen tool or something. I'm trying to integrate it into it. I guess I get a little bit like I know what I'm doing. It's safer, it feels like, for me to make software courses, but you're right, I should make design principles courses. I just look at them, I'm like, where do they, where do they start? I've got like a UX theory course, so go check that out. That's maybe what you want. But in terms of breaking down websites, like my UX theory course is kind of more about like UX design theory and not so much breaking down what is good design. It's more about testing. So I think you're right. Those are just tools. Figma and XD are just tools. What you actually make with it, you can make with Photoshop. It wouldn't matter because it's just a tool as long as the end result is, is right. So yeah, I should. Kate Johnson, when will Pro Figma subscriptions be part of the CC membership? Nobody knows yet. They don't know if they said they're going to run it as a separate business. That's like, it's not the law. Who knows what they'll do there. Like, I'm sure Figma, I don't know what their cash flow is, whether they're turning a positive cash flow or not. Often when they've got a company like Figma where it's got huge amounts of investment, okay, they've had like Series E or investment rounds for them. And like, are they profitable? I don't know. They don't have to disclose it to anybody. They might have said it in public, I don't know. But that it might be something that is unprofitable. So they will have to integrate some sort of payment Adobe now that they've bought it, because that's the kind of maturity of something like Figma is they've got a huge market of designers, they've got a great product. It might not be profitable, but their end goal is to then sell it, okay, or do an IPO or go private, go public. And they're at that point now, and it's Adobe's job now. Maybe they are profitable and they just keep running it the way it is. Maybe it's not. They've got it to this point on investment, and they've got to go off now and try and monetize it because they need their 20 billion back. There you go. All right, we'll do, what's the time? Oh, yeah. We'll do a couple more questions. So throw the questions in the description if you've got some. A couple more, maybe 5 more minutes. Behani, I like the way you teach your YouTube videos. Thank you very much. Keep it up. How do I get a certificate of your course? I have no access to online payment in my country in Ethiopia. Reach out to the contact us on Bring Your Own Laptop and just see if there is something we can do. Stephen will see if there is. Yeah, it's tricky when there's some countries that just don't have payments. Make money online. Apart from Fiverr and Upwork, is there any platforms to work as a designer? Fiverr and Upwork and 99 Designs and freelancer.com, there is a way of working online. What you're looking for, though, those places are great places to get started, and you can make an income from them, depending on where you live. Okay, if you are living somewhere like Ethiopia, or I know some places in India and Pakistan do, when they're getting paid in US dollars, okay, in their local currency is actually stuff that you can live on. I couldn't do it, okay? I couldn't live on Upwork stuff when dollars to euros, it's a bit better at the moment, okay? But for me, depending on which country you're in, those are great places to get experience and to meet some people. But really what you need to do is find someone that is not looking for just one job once. You're looking for somebody who can give you a load of work, okay? And that often happens off those platforms. So use your portfolio on other places, okay? Like Behance and Adobe Portfolio, Dribble, be sharing your work, going to networking meetings, go to meetups, okay? Go visit people that are in your industry, okay? And that's what you're looking for. Those relationships where you've just got a friend at this agency that has overflow work, or you get work at an agency, okay? That's my opinion there. Megan Kelly, thanks to Bring Your Laptop crew, woohoo! It is a great idea to email a UX design agency saying that you're looking for work as an intern if you see they are currently looking for UX roles. It's hard to get experience as a beginner when they all require experience. I live in Dublin. Hey, Dublin, I'm in Limerick. Yes, do it all. Like, nobody's gonna catch you and put you in jail for sending an email. I do both. Send an email. Keep writing that, Taylor. Yeah, do that, but do everything. Like, I feel like sometimes I'm the same. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the official channel. This is the way they want me to do it, so I'm gonna go that way. What if I DM them? What if I find their Instagram? Who do I find out on LinkedIn who works there and try and get them there? You got to do it not in a creepy way. Be careful, okay? But there is, do it all. You might find somebody who's quite receptive via DMs, via Instagram, because they can see on your Instagram account that you've got good work on there, okay? And that you're keen. Okay, and so yes, email them. Yes, find out who works there. Who else? You know, who else is other designers? Okay, say, hey, you got a job. This is what I'm doing. You know, go any which way you can. Okay, I got a little question from the team. Quizzes are available though. All right, people are saying that the quizzes aren't live. They are live on lesson 11. You should see them there. Yeah, so the quizzes are available. You should be able to work through them there from video 11. Message, yeah, they're definitely there because I can see them. If you can't see them, just check. Scroll down. You should see video 11. It should be a quiz. Go try that out. All right, what are we doing? We have got, let's just do one more question. And that question is going to, oh, not that question. Loss of design. I like this one. Two more questions because this is just a statement. Loss of design. Dan just put failure in an inspirational way, and I hate it because I know what it's like. I think it was the color thing, was it? That felt good. I was like, yeah, you've got to be terrible before you can be good. Oh, it's a good one. I like your room. It's another statement. Do you like my new chair? Oh, can you see the chair? You can. My yellow chair. Everybody knows that comes from IKEA, right? It's cool. I've been like trying to sit on my chair here with books and for footstools, and I got an actual chair. It's so nice. Okay, this is gonna be the last one. How do you stay motivated to learn all these softwares? I don't do it on purpose. I just like it. I love, you know what I like? And it's a curse as well as a blessing. Because the blessing is that if I was 10 years younger, and I would probably, if I really want to pursue teaching, I'd have to work at a university or something like that to teach the software, okay? And it's just too hard. I did it for years, and it's just, I give like, I don't know. If you watch my videos, there's a lot of enthusiasm. I love it. I prepare, I over-prepare, I get the courses perfect. Oh man, I love it. But then I had to do it every single day, and I'd come home, I'd do nothing because I'd be like preparing for the next day because I'm a bit of an I want it to be great for the students, and I'd just crash into bed, and you know, I'd be a wreck until the weekend. So that was hard. So now I can do it online, or I can put all that effort and way more effort, like months and months, into one course, and then it can live on its own. Then I can take a break. It's just the best time to be living for me. Okay, as a creative person who loves teaching creative stuff, video is awesome. Thank you everybody that watches the courses. Keeps me employed, keeps my yellow chairs going. The trouble though is, my curse is, I love that, it's great, but I just like learning stuff way more than I like doing stuff. I have got so many good skills in here, but I don't actually apply them very much. Okay, I could do lots of stuff, but I don't. I try to, like I've got loads of hobbies and stuff, but I could do some really cool stuff. But once I've learned it, I'm like, great. Learned it, off to the next thing to learn. Like at the moment, I'm learning some 3D software because I've got a 3D printer there. See them there? I got that last week or 2 weeks ago. I have been learning Fusion 360. Man, that's tricky to learn. And I'm pretty good at software. That is a tricky thing to learn. But I'll learn it, make 3D, and I bet you as soon as I crack it and get pretty good at it, okay, I'll figure out something else I want to learn. So yeah, it's great because I love teaching, so it's not a hardship, but also it's a pain in the butt because I just like learning more than I like doing. And I see doers and I'm like, I could do that. Why don't I do that? Because I like learning more. And luckily I get to teach. So a couple of things, merit certificates to finish. They're on bringyourownlaptop.com. You get the pass certificate. If you do the knowledge quiz as well, you get the merit certificate. Above and beyond, you get the extra badge, okay? You get the extra certificate. Go and do it. Sign up for a subscription, okay? Go do the XD course. That's the one that's out at the moment. Also, if you'd like me and you're kind of new and you're just like, who's this guy on YouTube? I've been watching him. Check out my social medias, okay? The socials are in the descriptions, okay? Links in the bio for the XD course if you want to go do that and do the quiz, okay? And also, yeah, and the certs as well. Also, I am working on Lightroom right now, the Lightroom course, so pre-register for that. There's a link in the bio for that as well. And also you can go to bringyourownApp.com and you'll see all the courses that I've done, loads of them: Photoshop, Essentials Advanced, Illustrator, InDesign, XD, Figma, Webflow, Premiere Pro, After Effects. There's even Excel in there. Who said that? Microsoft Excel? No, there is. I did that. It's a little bit old now. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging around, hanging with me. Go get your merit certificates. I'm looking forward to seeing who gets it over the next coming weeks. Yeah, take care of yourself. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. All right, bye, everyone.